Ball Championships looks for another chance in the final major event on the Pro Billiards Tour for 1993. His semifinal opponent is Francisco Bustamante, teammate on the World Team Billiards Champion team from the Philippines. They'll meet head-to-head here today in the semifinals of the Pro Tour 9-Ball Championships in Southern California. Welcome to Los Angeles. I'm John Sanders along with Alan Hopkins. Interesting matchup here because these are two teammates, two good friends, but they've got to go head-to-head here today.
And it's going to be some match also, John. Either one of them could explode out in front and take the match by command early. One lucky shot or one break where you make a couple balls and you put a few racks together could determine the whole match right in the beginning.
Let's talk a little bit about Bustamante, who now lives in Germany, plays a lot in Europe, but we're seeing more of him in this country.
Yes, he's made a decision to come play on the Pro Billiards Tour, which is the greatest players on earth. We all play with the Pro Billiards Tour, and he wants to come over and prove that he's the #1 player.
This is one of the 4 majors for the Pro Billiards Tour, and Efren Reyes' face is very familiar around the big tournaments, isn't it?
He's been knocking on the door the last couple of tournaments. You know, he came in second in the World Tournament, and he's done well in Reno. But these are the tournaments you want to win, the majors, the Players' Championship, the Tour Championship, the U.S. Open, and the World Championship.
We are set for semifinal number 1. It'll be Bustamante and Reyes. We'll have the lag for the opening break when we come back. We are set now for our first semifinal, the Pro Tour Championships here at the Bicycle Club Casino in Bell Gardens, California, and we'll show you how these two players reached this semifinal, the first of 2 that we have, and they beat some top-notch players along the way. Big wins over Davenport and Wiley for Efren Reyes. Meanwhile, Bustamante played brilliantly in beating people like Mike Siegel. He also had to come back in the losers bracket and defeat C.J. Wiley, and that's how we have 1 from the winners bracket, 1 from the losers bracket. We will play a race to 9, shoot the balls in order, and the winner breaks. 9-ball on the break wins the game, and to scratch or foul means cue ball in hand. And Alan, one thing you don't want to do with either of these guys is give them cue ball in hand.
It's almost like losing the game already because with ball in hand, they figure to run out every time.
There's Efren Reyes. He's 39 years old. Both of these players from the Philippines, as we have mentioned. They should know each other's style of play, I would think, very well, wouldn't you?
I think they grew up playing together, actually. They play a lot of rotation over in the Philippines, and I think they played with each other a lot.
Bustamante is not listed among the Pro Tour rankings because he doesn't play enough tournaments. He plays a lot in Europe, now makes his home in Germany. Reyes, by the way, who captained the team that won the World Team Billiards title from the Philippines, is ranked number 11 currently, and of course he's had a big year. This will be the 3rd major that he's been shooting for the final. So both players are ready. We will have the lag for the opening break. Remember, a race to 9, and a race to 9 is not a lot of games, is it?
No, it isn't. A few breaks, and anything can happen here. I think the breaks can have a lot to do with it when they break the balls, how the balls are laid out.
Bustamante on the left, Reyes on the right, closest to the rail.
Both of these players have excellent speed control on the balls.
Reyes wins the lag.
And an excellent lag by both players, but just slightly better for the man they call the magician, the 38-year-old Efren Reyes. Finished second in the World 9-Ball. Our referee is Scott Smith. He's from Colorado Springs. Scott is also the tournament director. So we've got the top man calling all the fouls and racking the balls for each of our racks. A race to 9.
Efren will break from the side. It's his favorite side. He'll try to play the 1 ball on the side on the break.
I was talking to Jim Rempe, and he was talking a little bit about Bustamante's break, and it has been just brilliant this week. This is a long week. Been playing now for 6 days.
You'll know when he starts to break the balls, John. You'll hear it.
Made 1.
He got a bad break there. The 3-ball came down.
Let's take a look at his break, and we'll show you what we were talking about, the power of that shot.
Notice the follow-through, John. Follow-through going low on the cue ball. And he's got it. The 3-ball came over, knocked the cue ball to the rail, and he's going to have a tough cut on the 1-ball. He's either going to cut the 1-ball in the corner or bank it.
And I have to tell you, to cut it, that is one of your favorite shots. It's one of the shots that you do best. He doesn't cut it. Instead, he brings it down and is playing safe. Well, he got a break there.
Had a nice break. He came down the table, kissed off the ball right here, and went into the corner pocket.
But he stays alive on the table after the opening break in the first game, the first rack.
It's a very difficult shot. He's going to have to play position, come over for the 2-ball. Making the cue ball low.
Just needs to move it past the 8. He does that.
He gets a bad break. He hits the 5-ball and gets snookered from the 2-ball. The 4-ball. The 4-ball is the ball in the way, blocking his shot to the 2-ball.
And of course, with it that close to the rail, I would say it's almost impossible to jump it, isn't it, from there?
Yes, he'll kick from the bottom rail, come up and try to hit the 2.
Well done.
Oh,
look out.
Look out. Oh, makes the 8-ball.
Made the 8-ball. So that is 2 combinations he's had already.
That's why it pays to hit the ball, John. Whenever you're kicking at the ball, as long as you hit it, you have a chance of making a ball.
Keep him moving around the table.
Catches it on the inside rail and hits the 9 at the perfect angle to come down and just carry him off to the 8-ball and make the 8 in the pocket. I think he may play a safety here, or he may just try to cut the 2-ball in the corner pocket right here. Yep. Play the safety, putting the cue ball behind the 9-ball.
It's going to be close. I can't tell whether he has any angle at all. Doesn't look like it, does it?
He would have preferred to put the cue ball right there.
Now Francisco Bustamante, 30 years old, gets his first opportunity. We're at the Bicycle Club Casino in Bell Gardens, California.
Play the ball in the side pocket. That's a great shot, John. Watch out for the cue ball now.
Watch out for the 9-ball.
Oh, great shot.
How about that? Game 1. The first rack goes to Bustamante. What an effort that was. We saw 3 unique shots in that opening game.
This was a very good shot. Cutting the 2-ball in the side pocket, perfect angle with the cue ball coming back down table and just hitting the 9-ball on the edge and knocking it in the corner pocket. That's a great shot.
Now, let me ask you, was he trying to do that? Was he thinking that he could make the 9?
He knew he was going to come down and touch it, I believe. He hit it at the perfect speed to come down and just hit the 9, and if he hit it at the right angle, he's going to pocket it in the corner, and that's exactly what he did. And he also had position on the 4-ball in case he missed the 9-ball.
Of course, that was priority, to make sure that he keeps the table, and it's Bustamante breaks.
Let's watch his break.
Ooh. Almost got the 1 and almost got the 8.
Came up short.
Did not make any. Didn't leave him very much. Let's take a look at it again. His stick action.
Watch his follow through. He keeps going where Ephraim stopped. Maybe that's why he's got one of the hardest breaks on the tour today. He's kind of fortunate on the break. It looks like the 8-ball is blocking the 1-ball, so Ephraim will elect to push out. Pushing out means he's going to put the cue ball somewhere where Bustamante will have his choice of whether he wants the shot or not.
And you can do the push only on that first shot after the break.
Yes. Now Bustamante's going to shoot this ball in the corner pocket and bring the cue ball back out the middle of the table. Perfect. Great shot. Hit a little too hard. Got the cue ball along the rail, which will give him a tough shot now to get position on the 3-ball. The 3-ball's down here by the 9-ball. Predict he'll play the 2-ball and come around 2 rails and play a carom shot on the 3-9. 1, second rail. He's elected to play a kiss shot. Kiss shot means he's going to hit the 3-ball first. At the right angle, he's going to come in at an angle and pocket the 9 in the corner pocket.
There it is.
Great shot.
Well done. Second rack goes to Bustamante, again using that, in this case, a billiard-type shot rather than the combination.
This is a great shot. He hits the 3 at the perfect angle to come off the 3 and carry him into the 9-ball and pocket the 9-ball in the corner.
And that was by design, and it gives him a 2-0 lead.
Francisco looks very comfortable.
Bustamante with the break in game 3. He has won the first 2, pocketing the 9-ball on a combination shot and a billiard shot.
Hit them perfect, John. Notice the cue ball stopping in the middle of the table. If he makes a ball, he should have a shot on the 1.
He will have a shot on the 1. He made the 8. Bustamante beat some outstanding players to reach this semifinal, like Buddy Hall, Jim Rempe, Mike Siegel. He lost to Earl Strickland. That was his only loss, but he came back from a tough loss there to beat C.J. Wiley.
The 2-ball. The punt the 1-ball, come down table for the 2-ball. He wants an angle on the 2-ball because the 3-ball is down table here. And he's got a little angle. He'll shoot the 2-ball. Low right in English, drawing the cue ball back over to the rail and back out for the 3-ball.
You know, the way he's played so far, you'd almost think he'd say, well, there's the 9-ball there. Let me figure out some way I can make it go.
Left himself a little longer than he'd like to, but he's playing very nice.
Draw it right back now to pick up
That a little
the
weak,
4.
little weak, John. He wanted to draw the ball back a little farther, bringing the cue ball back here. And he's come up short. He doesn't have a shot on the 4-ball. Well, he has a bank shot.
What do you think? Play safe here and leave it maybe behind the 9.
No, he may play the 4 into the rail and back down here, or he may just play a safety and see what he likes to do.
Well, he's going to have to go, I think, to the bridge here and get a little help.
He also may play a safety, carrying the cue ball off the 4-ball, bringing the cue ball 2 rails around table, coming behind the 6-ball over here. See what he elects to do. See how confident he feels. Will he bank the ball or play safety? Now he's elected to play. So I don't like this safety. I'll tell you why. It's an easy kick shot. If he didn't snooker him from the 4-ball, he'll come over here and just carry him kick the 4-ball up table. But it's deceiving. It looks like he can just shoot the 4-ball in the corner
So
pocket.
your choice would have been to move the cue ball away from that rail.
Yes, John, I like distance. Leave the farther away you leave the balls, more better chance you have of your opponent missing.
Reyes, who reached the final of the Players event early in the year, also reached the final of the World 9-Ball Championship. A long way to go there. And he leaves something for his opponent, Bustamante, the kind of player that can take advantage of it.
Notice how tight the pockets are. He just catches the point and it bobbles out of the pocket. It hangs up for Bustamante. It's a nice break for Bustamante.
He'll bring it back, set up the 5-ball.
A nice layout. This is the kind of layout I'd like to have for the final game.
You're going to make one of those predictions, aren't you?
Notice the 7-ball. It's down by the 9-ball. So he'll have easy position on the 9. He'll play the 7-ball in the corner and bring the cue ball back about 3 or 4 inches in this area here.
And all he has left is the 9 to take a 3-0 lead. Now, what kind of trouble does this create for Reyes? I mean, these guys are all capable of running 5, 6 racks in a row, but he's down 3-0 in a race to 9. Bustamante leads his Filipino teammate Reyes 3-0 in this race to 9 in the first semifinal. We talk about these guys as teammates. Boy, the Team Philippines, were they good or what?
Do you have to remind me of that, John?
They were outstanding, winning the World Team Championship. As a matter of fact, they qualified for the final in Las Vegas, right here at the Bicycle Club.
Notice the follow through here, John. Unbelievable follow through. It goes through about 8 to 10 inches. The stick bends in half, but the cue ball got away from him. Notice the cue ball is down on the bottom rail. Francisco did not want to put the cue ball down here, but he was lucky that he left the cue ball down here because the 1-ball is also in a tough spot. So Ephraim will probably push out on this shot and then elect to play a safety. Notice the 8-ball is also maybe in the way of the cue ball hitting the 1-ball. It's hard to tell from up here.
Push out.
There's the push out by Ephraim Reyes. Ephraim is married, has 3 children, 10, 9, and 2 months old.
You're going to see a safety here. Safety, or he's going to bank the 1-ball back up toward table, back down table where the cue ball is. Tries to make the 1, got a kiss.
He may come out with what he was after all.
And he got lucky.
Right now, the breaks are going Bustamante's way.
Unless he can, if he can see the 1-ball, he'll hit the 1-ball very thin, bring the cue ball 2 rails back down table.
Well, this is a very tight angle, isn't it? What a shot.
Wants to get behind this ball here. Wants to get behind her. Hit a little too easy. He wanted to bring the cue ball back to this rail and down behind the 2-ball. right in this area here, so he'd be snookered from the one ball. Now he's left a shot for Bustamante to cut the one ball in or play a safety. I think he'll like to play a safety, putting the cue ball behind the 7 ball over in this area. And he's hit a little too easy.
So now Reyes, this is kind of a game of cat and mouse. They haven't had the table to be as aggressive as we've seen them be.
They're both great safety players. So it's going to be a while before one of them gets a shot, I would believe. Notice the 9 ball.
The 9 ball is moving closer to that corner pocket.
Ephraim was a little lucky there. The 1 ball is down table, but the 6 ball is blocking the pocket to pocket the 1 ball in here. So I believe that Bustamante will play a safety. Look out for the cue ball.
And they tried to play the safety, but caught a little too much and left it in front of that pocket and close to the rail.
Even though he let Ephraim see the 1 ball where he hit directly, he still has a very difficult shot. Doesn't have much of the pocket to work with. Notice the angle he's coming in. So I imagine he'll play either a bank shot or a safety again. And actually played a safety, hit a little too hard, I believe. And notice now where the 1 ball is. Set up a combination.
Yeah, remember where the 9 ball is. There they are. They're right in line. He's done this twice already. To go up 4-0, boom, boom, that's it.
That's a great shot. That's a great shot.
The combination for Bustamante, and he takes a commanding 4-0 lead. And he's used that 9 ball, either billiard or combination 3 of the first 4 racks.
Notice how he protects the cue ball. He shoots the 1 into the 9 ball, and he protects the cue ball, bringing it to the rail. Perfect speed. Cue ball, protects the cue ball.
So some short games for Francisco Bustamante and a 4-0 lead here at the Bicycle Club in Bell Gardens.
There's a new pool game that's fun, exciting, and helps you improve your pool shooting. It's Target Pool, developed by top pro Kim Davenport. Target Pool can be played on any size pool table, alone or with friends. Just set up shots as shown, sink the object ball, and bring the cue ball to the bullseye. The closer you get, the higher you score. Included with Target Pool is an instruction manual with skill tips by Kim. Target Pool is only $23.95. Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-867-7282.
Okay, I confess. I want my hair to look great. But I got better things to do than to mess around with it. So I use a special shampoo and conditioner that cleans and completely conditions without the hassle. Pert Plus. Net result, no matter what I've been doing, my hair does what I want it to. Why would I mess around with anything else?
Pert Plus. Great hair, no fuss.
People think hockey players are big, mean thugs. Actually, we're very civilized people. Take this little guy, for example. How many of you know the best way to serve him is in a prune cognac sauce? Kidding, just kidding. Come on, I'm kidding.
Welcome back to the Bicycle Club Casino in Bell Gardens, California, and ESPN's coverage of the '93 Pro Tour Championship. Ready for the 5th rack of our first semifinal, the Pro Tour Championship.
Wow.
There's some of the power that Bustamante has shown all week long with his break. And if he doesn't get some interference, he should have a shot at the 1.
I believe he has interference from the 7 ball. I believe the 7 ball is blocking the path to the 1 ball. If it's not, then he'll play the 1 ball in the corner pocket.
So he's got to think about getting back up for the 2.
He also has a shot on the 9 ball. He can take the 1 ball into the 4 and the 9 and bring the 9 over here. Okay, you could make the 1 ball. That's a great shot.
And he brought that cue ball all the way around, 4 rails, and looking right at the 2.
Not an easy shot. He's going to roll it very slowly. He's really shooting well.
He's starting to get a rhythm, isn't he?
Yes. It's nice to be ahead 4 games, too, John.
You see, in '92, he was the Japanese 9-ball champion, and that's part of the reason that he's not ranked on the tour, because he does play so much overseas. Lives now in Germany, but he did come back and join an outstanding group of Philippine players to win the World Team Championship.
Shoot this very slowly. Cue ball rolls over to the 6 ball. Now he'll bring the cue ball. This is a draw shot. He's going to hit the cue ball very low and bring it back to the rail and back out table for the 7 ball in the side pocket.
And all he has to do is work his way down to the 8 and then come back for the 9.
Oh, he's hit a little too hard.
That's not the shot he wanted to lead, is it?
No, it isn't, John. He came a little too far. He wanted to be out here. Now he's come too far. He's going to play the 7 ball in the corner pocket and bring the cue ball out in the middle of the table.
He does avoid that side pocket. I was concerned that he might scratch on that. He did not.
Notice the angle, John. He's left himself an angle to bring the cue ball off the rail and back down table for the 9 ball. Perfect.
There it comes. And Bustamante now threatening to take a commanding lead in our opening semifinal. This to go up 5-0. And right now it's all Francisco Bustamante. He has a commanding lead over his fellow countryman, Efren Reyes.
Wins game 5. He now leads 5 games to 0.
There it goes.
Notice the cue ball, John. Again, he's hitting the balls and stopping the cue ball right in the middle of the table. Unfortunately, he got a... If he follows through real low, and then comes down, see?
And what is the difference, Alan, between the cues that they use, the one for breaking and the one they use when they play the game?
Usually the break cue is a lot lighter. Play to safety.
And like all the other shots he's played, it turned out very well.
Yes, he did. If Efren can hit the 1, I can't tell if he can hit the 1, but if he can, he'll hit the cue ball into the 1 ball and come over and try to pocket the 9 ball in the corner pocket.
Why not? He needs a game. Down 5-0 here. The first 5 racks have been won by Bustamante.
He may also come inside the rail here and carry him off the 1 ball and try to make the 9 also that way.
You saw the money winnings for Reyes. He has been close, finishing second twice in 2 of the 4 major tournaments on the Pro Billiards Tour. He stayed away from that combo and tried to snooker his opponent.
I don't believe he has. I believe that Francisco can make the 1 ball.
Looks like he's got an angle.
Yes.
That might really open up this table, too.
Yes, and Bustamante will bring the cue ball down to the bottom rail and back over here for the 2 ball. Himself a little angle on the 2 ball. He's perfect for the position to go on to the 3 ball. That's how long a stroke he has.
It's like you mentioned earlier, and you talked about a little earlier, that the problem is once these guys get on a roll, all you can do is sit and watch. You don't get a chance.
For sure, John. Nothing you can do. It's the only sport like that, too, John.
I think in yesterday's play was maybe the key for Bustamante, because he lost handily to Strickland, who's in one of our other semifinals, but then he came right back with a big win over C.J. Wiley, who was playing outstanding. In fact, Wiley eliminated Johnny Archer.
Here's the layout he has here. If the 8 ball does not go past the 9 ball in this corner, then he's going to have a problem. He's going to have to bring the cue ball on the other side of the 8 ball. I believe the 8 ball may go past the 9 because he's left himself positioned to come straight down table. And watch, he doesn't foul the 9 ball.
Scott Smith, the tournament director, moved around to take a look to make sure that he did not. So what does he do here?
Looks like he has half a pocket on the 8 ball. I can't tell. He'll make the 8 ball in the corner pocket and just bring the cue ball to the bottom rail and out a little bit.
Yep.
Nice shot.
Very nice shot. This to make it 6-0. Bustamante on a roll and on a shutout roll here in our first semifinal in Southern California. Bustamante leads 6-0. The 7th rack is all set by our referee for the semifinal match, Scott Smith. And eagerly awaiting to take a shot at that, the guy that's in control all the way, Bustamante.
Four ball?
Yep, I think so. And look how open the table is, and look where the cue ball is, right in the middle.
Again, he's in the middle of the table. Anywhere in the middle of the table's fine. He's got a nice layout. He's got a shot on the 1 ball, the pocket the 1 ball in the corner. Bring the cue ball back off the rail and over here for the 2 ball.
You see any problems, any real problems that he's going to have to deal with?
Not really. The 5 ball is the key shot here. If he gets on the 5 ball at the right angle, he's going to play an angle on the 3 ball, so he plays position for the 5 in the same corner. He's going to make the 2 ball.
5 is a little bit too close to the 8. way he's playing, I'm sure he'll take care of that.
Yes, he'll play the 3 ball in the side pocket, I believe, and bring the cue ball back down table and up here for the 5 ball.
Remember, he made the 4 on the break. Trying to break and run and open up a 7-0 lead. This is a race to 9. The only one racing so far has been Bustamante.
Watch this shot, John. It's going to be a low left-hand English shot. He's going to bring the cue ball over to the rail, not touching the 8 ball, and back out for the 6 ball on the side. Look out.
Got to hurry.
Look out. Got a little lucky there, I think. I don't believe he wanted to play through between the 8 and 9.
No, you would have kept it on the other side of the 8 ball, right?
Yes. But anyway, he has a nice layout now.
It's worked out very nicely for him. He's got the 7 and come down for the 8 and the 9. And all Efren Reyes can do is watch.
I was just going to say, John, I think Efren's hoping he gets another shot, to tell you the truth.
He might not. Bustamante has just been tremendous, and it really started last night when he picked himself up after losing 13-4 to Earl Strickland. He responded by beating C.J. Wiley 13-4, and he leads this semifinal 7-0. Francisco Bustamante in control.
Winner of Game 7, Mr. Bustamante. He leads 7 games to 0.
Nice shot to have for that game. Key shot in that game was the 5 ball.
One of the things that you and I have talked about in building this lead for Bustamante 7-0, all good players like to have some kind of an angle to work with on their shots, don't they? I mean,
Yes. It's all position, John, leaving yourself the right angle on the ball to get position on the next ball.
And for a change, it is going to be a chance for Reyes. Bustamante can't believe it. It has not happened often, but it's given Efren Reyes maybe the chance he needs. I think the problem, if you look at the table, are all those balls bunched together down at this end.
I think he needs to loosen up a little bit. He does have a problem with these balls down here, but he has a combination, if you notice, the 5 and the 9, playing the 9 in the corner, if he can get onto the 4 ball.
I think that's one thing he probably needs right now is a short game, maybe a 9-ball combination to get him on the board, trailing 7-0.
He's going to have to use a lot of draw on this shot. He's going to bring the cue ball back into the middle of the table, striking the 3 ball with low English, bringing the cue ball backwards. Great shot, nice draw shot.
Brought it all the way back. And in good shape now.
Coming off the rail, John, down table for the 5-9 combination. Come on off the rail.
There it is.
Get in the circle. Thank you.
5-9 combo. Staring him right in the face. He needs this one. 5 into the 9, the combination, and Efren Reyes has won his first game. Cuts off the run by Bustamante after losing 7 in a row.
Reyes wins
Perfect
Game 8.
on
Scores Bustamante 7, Reyes 1.
It's the 4th game.
Needs to pocket a ball on the break, John, and keep the cue ball under control.
Oh, he lost the cue ball off the table.
What was I just saying? The cue ball is under control, and he goes off the table. You see, he wanted to hit them a little extra hard to make sure he made a ball, and ends up going off the table.
And that means ball in hand for Bustamante.
Notice why he went off the table. I don't believe he hits the 1 ball square in the nose. He hits it off to the side, and then the 6 comes over and caroms it off the table.
The 6 gave it the extra nudge it needed to get off the table.
Well, it was bouncing, John. So what happens? The cue ball is bouncing, and the 6 ball comes over and hits it, and then goes flying off the table. Bustamante will roll down for the 3-9. I don't even know if he has a carom on the 3-9 or not. Maybe playing the carom on the 3-9. If he can pocket the 3 ball, he'll pocket the 3. But if he can't, he'll play a carom off the 3 into the 9 and try to make it in the corner. Let's see what he likes to play. I guess he can make the 3 ball.
He's done it 3 other times. Let's see what he elects to do.
Okay.
No sense in getting greedy when you're leading 7-1.
No. He's left himself a long shot. He'll bring the cue ball over to the rail and back out to the middle table.
Whoa.
Oh. He's okay.
Make it just a little tougher. He's a little close to the 8.
He'll just play to make the 5 ball because 6 ball's in an easy position over here. He's really hitting the balls with a lot of authority, John, isn't he?
He certainly is. And the 7 ball is off the table. So he has the 6, the 8, and the 9 to go up 8 points.
Look out. A little fortunate there. He could have got a bad roll there by touching the 8. He got perfect on the 8. He rolled down for the 9 ball around this area here.
And only the 9 remains for Francisco Bustamante. So after losing the cue ball off the table on the break, it turns out to cost Reyes and gives Bustamante what he needs for another win. It is an 8-1 lead for Bustamante, and he's just not giving Reyes any breaks at all, is he?
He's breaking the balls really, really well. Look out. What did I say?
Yep. So they returns the favor.
Foul, ball in hand.
So now it becomes ball in hand, and this is a must now for Reyes to take advantage of this.
Tries to hit him a little extra hard and lets the cue ball get away from him. 9 ball moving around the table.
But it was the cue ball that wound up in the pocket.
He's got a nice layout here. The only problem I can see on the table would be the position from the 4 to the 5. He'll shoot the 2 ball in the corner and play position on the 4. But I believe he'll play position, playing the 2 in there and coming off the rail and back out here for the 4. No, he brought it through the 6. He had a bigger angle than I thought. Got a perfect angle on the 4 ball now, pocketing the 4 ball in the corner.
This table is setting up very nicely for him now.
A little too easy. Maybe okay though. Doesn't want to touch this ball here if he can avoid it.
So he switches to the left hand.
Perfect.
And he does that with such ease, like he can shoot it either way. It doesn't matter, huh?
Makes you wonder if he's left-handed too.
Well, this is a must for him to get out on this table, on this particular rack.
He's got a nice layout, John. He'll pocket the 7 ball and come off the rail and back down table for the 8 ball. And then playing the 8 ball in the corner. And this corner here. And then leaving himself positioned for the 9 ball in the side pocket.
So the scratch on the break by each player has resulted in a game for the opponent. Reyes scratched and Bustamante went to 8-1, but the scratch on the break of the cue ball by Bustamante gives Reyes the chance to climb back a bit. It's now 8-2. Efrain Reyes trailing 8-2 here in semifinal number 1. He will have the break. The winner breaks. He needs to break and run a couple of games, don't you think?
Definitely.
I mean, that's pretty obvious, but he really needs to start making something happen and make Bustamante sit a bit. Almost made that 1 ball.
Well, he has made, but notice he just controlled the cue ball that time, John. He didn't hit them extra hard. He wanted to just hit them square and control the cue ball. It looks like he may have a shot on the 1 ball. Oh, no, he doesn't. I believe the 4 ball is blocking the 1 ball from making it. May play a bank shot here also.
Wow.
He played the 2 ball.
Combination on the 2.
And Scott called a foul on him. I didn't see it. Did he hit the 9 first?
Ball in hand, Mr. Bustamante.
Oh, he hit the 4 ball first.
He did. He just touched the 4 ball, so that gives it ball in hand to Bustamante.
You must hit the lowest ball on the table, the lowest number ball on the table first. Otherwise, it's a foul. And the shot is illegal.
And is this a combo? Bustamante has done this 3 other times. Bustamante has done it. With a 9-ball combination, Francisco Bustamante advances to the final of the Pro Tour 9-ball championship by eliminating his fellow countryman, Efrain Reyes.
Big advantage having a ball in hand, John. Leave yourself the perfect angle, which is pocket the 9 ball.
Well, Well, this wasn't the first time. He had a 9-ball combo on the first rack, a 9-ball billiard shot in the second rack, a 9-ball combo in the fourth rack. Bustamante has reached the final round. Again, our final and semifinal number 1 from the Bicycle Club Casino. Francisco Bustamante 9 and Efren Reyes 2. Welcome back once again to the Bicycle Club Casino in Bell Gardens, California. I'm with Francisco Bustamante, who won our first semifinal here today in convincing fashion. 9-2 over your fellow countrymen. Were you surprised, Francisco, that it was 9-2, that it was so easy for you here today?
Yeah, because I never to know I beat Efren 9-2 because he's a good player. I was surprised. But, you know, the tournament 9-ball is just only luck. If you have luck, you can win.
Francisco Bustamante, a 9-2 winner here over Efren Reyes, and we will be back with more. We'll recap this first semifinal when we return after this. 9-2 is the final. Bustamante has eliminated Reyes and advanced to the final of this Pro Tour Championship here at the Bicycle Club Casino in Bell Gardens, California. Along with Alan Hopkins, I'm John Sanders. We welcome you back, and I think both of us are a little surprised with the ease with which Bustamante rolled through this semifinal.
Yes, a lot of shots are set up to make combinations and kiss shots, but I think it started out with the first 9-ball he made, which was a lucky shot. He was trying to play position for the 4-ball, and what happened is he came down table, and he caromed off the 9-ball and made the 9-ball in the corner pocket.
Well, let's take a look at this. This really got him rolling. It was in the first rack, and it helped him win the first game.
He makes a nice shot on the 2-ball, plays the 2-ball in the side pocket, and he brings the cue ball back down table for position for the 4-ball. But as he's coming down, the 9-ball is by the pocket. Now, if he'd hit the 9-ball on the other side, he'd have scratched, but he hit the 9-ball on the opposite side and ends up making the 9 and winning the first game.
And Reyes never really did get into the match. He lost it 9-2. Bustamante is the winner here in Bell Gardens, California. For Alan Hopkins, I'm John Sanders. Thanks for being with us. Match of the U.S. Open Final as Hurricane Tony Ellin takes on Earl Strickland. Welcome to Los Angeles. I'm John Sanders along with Alan Hopkins. Semifinal number 2. It's a repeat of down in Virginia and gives Tony Ellin another shot here at Earl Strickland.
Sure it does, John, but the difference is here, it's a different atmosphere over here. You know, the U.S. Open is over in Norfolk there, and we're over here in L.A. at the Bicycle Club with the Tour Championship. Now Tony's racing to 9. If you remember the last match, they went to 11, and Tony was winning 8-5, and he got bad position on the 5-ball. Okay, so I think you're going to see him be a little careful this time. If he gets a big lead, when he starts shooting, he's going to slow up his game a little bit and make sure he doesn't snooker himself in the next ball.
He had a very tough match last night, a long match that lasted about 3 hours. He finally came back to win 13-11. He comes out of the loser side of the draw here, but undefeated and on a roll still is Earl Strickland.
Earl's tough to beat all the time. He's always knocking on the door also to get into the finals, and when he gets in the finals, he plays great. He's a winner for sure.
This could cap an outstanding year and maybe win him the #1 spot in the rankings. We'll find out. Semifinal number 2 is coming up. It'll be Earl Strickland against Tony Ellin. We'll be back for the lag for the opening break. Welcome back once again to the Bicycle Club Casino in Bell Gardens, California. We're getting set for semifinal number 2 of the Pro Tour Championship for 1993. A look at the brackets that brought Strickland and Ellin into this semifinal. And Strickland is undefeated, has not lost a match so far. Ellin was defeated earlier by Efren Reyes, one of the other semifinalists who has been eliminated. And for this semifinal, and also for the final in this particular tournament, it will be a race to 9. The balls, of course, are shot in numerical order. The winner breaks. 9-ball on the break wins that game, or a 9-ball combination can end the game. Scratch or foul means cue ball in hand. Let's look at our 2 semifinalists. Here is Earl Strickland, age 32, from Roseboro, North Carolina, but what an outstanding year he's had. And here is Tony Ellin. This was the matchup, as a matter of fact, in that U.S. Open, because Tony Ellin had a big lead, as you'll recall, in the final against Strickland, and he let it get away. We are getting set now. Lag for the opening break. Ellin and Strickland, and I want to ask you a question that pertains to Hurricane Tony. How much does the previous meeting and what happened in that match factor into this one?
I don't know if the meaning of the last match is going to mean that much, John, but I know he's thinking about the U.S. Open and what took place, but it's not going to affect his play here. The only thing he might do is if he does get a long lead, or if he has a chance where he's taking a chance of cue ball being snookered from the object ball, he'll be a little more careful this time.
And it is Strickland.
Strickland wins the lag.
Winning the lag for the opening break, so Tony Ellin will set and let Strickland go to work. He's just been phenomenal. His play has been at a very high level throughout this year.
Good chance to get a look at his break, John. His break has really been devastating all week long.
Born in Clinton, North Carolina. Earl is 32 years old, lives now in Greensboro. Earl the Pearl. He's already won 2 tournaments on the tour this year. And he comes in right now just a couple of scant points behind Johnny Archer, who went out earlier. An excellent break. Ball's running. What do you make? 3?
Three balls. You know, watch his follow through here. This cue ball goes right through the ball and then up.
Push.
Great acceleration.
And he decides to push out, which you can do on the first shot
Mr.
after the
Ellin
break.
has the option.
Well, Earl's made a push out where he's only left a little bit of the 2 ball. Tony can just hit the edge of the 2 ball right here. I believe he might give this up to, he might give this to Earl. I'm not sure. If he could hit the whole ball, he could bank the ball cross side, but the 9 ball is in the way right here.
And he's taking his time making this early decision, and he does pass the shot.
Earl's going to leave him safe. He's going to hit the 2 ball to the rail here and try to bring it down here and bring the cue ball here and back down here, trying to put the cue ball probably behind the 7 ball. Oh, he kicked at the ball.
And
I didn't know he could kick at the ball.
he did. And did he leave Tony Ellin a shot?
Yes, he did. He has left Tony a shot. It's very close to the 7 ball right here. If he hits the 7 first, it'll be a foul. So he must try to hit the 2 ball first. The referee will be watching the shot very closely.
The referee is Scott Smith, who's also the tournament director. A delicate shot and handled successfully.
And he made a great shot there.
We've had great crowds all week, and we have a packed house for our semifinal here.
He strikes this, just hits the 2 ball first, and draws the cue ball back in the middle table for a combination.
And here's the combo. And just like that, game 1 goes to Tony Ellin on the 9-ball combo.
Tony's a smart player, John. I don't believe Earl's going to outsmart Tony. He's a very good, safe player. Sets himself up for a nice combination, just catches the 9 at the right angle and make it in the corner.
Must be something magical about this particular table, because we had Bustamante in our other semifinal had 4 different 9-ball either caroms or combinations to win games, and we start immediately that way in semifinal number 2. What a match this guy had last night against Dick Lane to reach this semifinal. It was a 3-hour slugfest.
Let's watch Tony's break. Tony hits the balls very hard also.
He almost scratched, but he did make a ball. However, does he have a shot at the 1?
Well, I can't tell if he can hit the cue ball through here and shoot the 1 in the corner. It's hard to tell from back here, John. If he can get between those 2 balls, he'll pocket the 1 in the corner. Otherwise, he'll push out.
The 8 ball is off the table.
Yes, John, he has a problem right here with these 2 balls. The 4 and the 5, they're tied up. So I don't predict you'll see a run out here, even if he can see the 1 ball. You might see a jump shot also. Tony's very good with the jump shot. But it looks like he's going to push out. Push out is something you can do only on the break. If you're snookered from the ball on the break, or if you don't like the shot you have, you can push out. Your opponent has choice to make you shoot or take the shot.
So Earl could pass this shot, as Tony did in game 1.
He's elected to shoot it.
He can cut it into the corner pocket just like that.
That's a nice shot. That was a long, tough shot. He got a bad break. Notice the cue ball, how close it is to the rail. So it'd be tough for him to get position on the 3 ball. He's going to elevate his cue and draw the ball back off the rail here and back out the table for the 3 ball.
And the 3 ball is on that far rail.
That's a great shot right there. It takes a lot of power on that shot to elevate, to get the cue ball to bounce off the rail and come all the way over the other side of the table for the 3 ball.
Earl Strickland has not lost a match this entire week.
Watch out. Oh, he's made a great shot there. Knocked the 4 ball out for position. Now Earl will pocket the 4 ball and bring the cue ball over and back around table for the 5 ball. As so.
Beautifully done and beautifully diagrammed.
Got a nice layout here.
Yeah, Strickland in good shape to get out in this second rack and get even in the match.
Earl pocket the 6 ball in the corner and bring the cue ball back out here for position on the 7 ball.
Remember, the 8 ball was made on the break. He has only this, the 7, and then the 9 ball, and we'll be even at 1 in semifinal number 2. The winner here to play Bustamante for the championship. Pro Tour event. The first game for Earl Strickland.
Strickland wins game 2.
It's a great shot right here. Pocketing the 3 ball, bringing the cue ball over at the perfect angle to catch the rail and knock the 4 out so he can run out the table. It's a great shot.
Third rack is coming up from Belgium. The match was tied at 1-1. Rack number 3. And we'll pick it up with Tony Ellin. A very difficult shot on the 3 ball down in the far corner, but very tight pockets for Tony Ellin. The table was set up beautifully, and because of the miss, Earl Strickland then wrapped it up to take a 2-1 lead. The miss by Ellin gave Strickland the chance he needed. Now in game number 4, combination shot tried and missed by Earl Strickland. That gave Tony Ellin what he needed. A very difficult shot here on the 8. And working himself back for the 9 in good position to even up the match once again. This was rack number 4, and Tony Ellin needing only the 9 ball to get even. And at that point, we're tied 2-2. Tony Ellin and Earl Strickland, the winner to move to the championship of the Pro Tour Championship. And Strickland again with a combination shot that does not go. And in game number 5, Hurricane Tony Ellin then had his chance. Ellin with the 7, and then the 8. And then he'll have to get back down table for the 9. This was to give Tony the lead. 3 rails, well done by Tony Ellin. In perfect position to finish the 9. And Ellin gets out and has the lead 3-2. Now to game number 6. Tony Ellin, a very difficult shot. You can see where the 2 is located. He must make the 1 ball and then somehow get down table for the 2. And this is how he accomplished it, by cutting it gently into the side pocket and getting in shape for that 2 ball. Beautifully done by Tony Ellin. He got out and took a commanding 4-2 lead. And Ellin at this point was in control of the match, leading 4-2. Game number 7 was the turnaround game as far as Tony Ellin was concerned. Watch the beautiful jump shot on the combo. He hit the 2 ball first. The combo got him rolling. Watch it again as he'll jump to the 2 and combo the 5 into the 3, and the 3 goes. One of the best shots of the match by Tony Ellin. But as good as that shot was, there was trouble to follow. Ellin for the 2. Now the 4. But in trying to get down for a possible combination, Tony Ellin scratched. That spelled disaster. Ellin would have been in shape to win this game and take control of the match, but instead it was ball in hand for Earl Strickland. You see he just draws the cue ball a little bit too far into the corner pocket. And that gave Earl Strickland what he needed. Ball in hand. The combination shot on the 9, and Earl Strickland right back in the match. Instead of being down 5-2, with the turnaround, it became 4-3. Strickland and Tony Ellin in the semifinals here at the Bicycle Club in Bell Gardens, California. Stay with us. More as we come back to the Bicycle Club. It's rack number 8 in this semifinal match, and Earl Strickland has the table.
Great shot. Notice the cue ball here, John. He's going to hit the 5 ball with low left-hand English and bring the cue ball in between the 9 and the 6. And he didn't do that. He didn't want to do what he did, I can tell you that.
Well, he loosened it up a little bit, but that's not the shot he wanted, is it?
No.
You can tell by the reaction on his face that it was not the shot he wanted.
Earl will probably play a safety. If he can't play a safety, he'll cut the 6 ball in the corner pocket.
If he does make the 6, can he get back down for the 8?
Yes, he'll go up to the bottom, down to the bottom rail, and back up for the 8 ball. That's great. Oh.
Again, it kissed the sides several times, but did not fall, and that opens the door for Tony Ellin.
That's a big break for Tony right there. Just the Pro Tour bridge.
And that bridge is years beyond anything we've had previously, isn't it?
Now he'll pocket the 8 ball and he'll bounce the cue ball off the rail and come down from the 9 ball. Keep the cue ball off the rail.
Trying to regain a 2-game lead.
Which should have been like a 4-game lead, right?
Could have been, yeah, absolutely. That'll do it. The 8th rack goes to Tony Ellin. He has the lead 5-3, but let's go back and watch what happened to Earl Strickland that turned this game around.
Should have hit low left-hand English, bringing the cue ball out over for the 6 ball, but he ended up not using enough English on the ball.
And as a result, he left the ball hanging, and Ellin put it away and goes on to lead 5-3. But then Ellin found trouble in rack number 9. And he missed the 9 ball. That gives Earl Strickland a chance.
The position on the 7 ball was real important there, John. Now it shows up. He didn't get the right angle that he wanted on the 7 ball. He overcuts the 9 ball just by about a 1/4 of an inch.
Right. And as we've talked about, these pockets, the corners have not been forgiving. You have to hit the pocket. Tony did not. Strickland trying to take advantage with the bank shot. Beautifully done.
Great shot.
5-4. Strickland uses the bank on the 9 after Ellin misses, and he's right back in it. We pick it up now with game 10, and Tony Ellin with a long stretch trying to cut the 4 ball into the corner pocket. And as he had done earlier in the match, he missed a shot and left the table for Earl Strickland.
He was spinning the ball with left-hand English, and he just overspun it a little bit. Just catches the point.
And he's had 2 misses in these last couple of games that are the misses that cost you.
Can't do those things with Earl Strickland, John.
Now, all of these players know that you do that 1 too many times and it'll be fatal as far as the match is concerned.
It's got a perfect layout, John. 7 in the corner, the 8 ball and 9 ball in the same pocket.
And Tony Ellin is just sitting and shaking his head because he knows that he has had his chances again and has let him get away. I think they've got the wrong color shirts on, though. Tony's from South Carolina. He should be wearing red. And the North Carolinian here, Earl Strickland, should be wearing Carolina blue, shouldn't he?
I agree with you, John.
We're even at 5. At the race to 9, the Strickland has come back to take the last. Strickland and Ellin going head-to-head here in the semifinal of the Pro Tour Championship at the Bicycle Club Casino. Strickland with a break. Wow. They were hopping all over the place.
That's correct.
I think he changed sides, too, didn't he, with his break there?
Yes, he did, John. He also hit them very hard. Notice the cue, if you can, the cue ball went flying up in the air. Wow, look how high the cue ball went.
Trying to cut the 2 in the side pocket, does.
Okay, he's left himself an angle on the 3-ball to go around the table for the 4-ball.
What problems might he run into on
Well,
this?
he's going to play the 3-ball in the side pocket. He's either going to bring the cue ball down here, down to the bottom rail, back up for the 4-ball, or draw the cue ball on the other side for the 4-ball in the corner.
Brings it all the way around.
Brings it all the way
3
up.
rails.
He had a different angle, what I see.
He could be number 1 if he wins this tournament. If he wins this match, he'll be right there with Johnny Archer. Winning the tournament will probably assure him of being number 1 in the rankings, but it's not over yet.
This game is going to be, John. I'll make a prediction for you.
Well, then for Earl, it'll become a race to 3, because right now it's tied 5-5, and Strickland trying to go up 6-5, the 7 and the 8, both down at the far end. And he'll come back up for the 9. Well, he doesn't waste any time when he gets on a roll, does he?
No, he doesn't. And if you notice, he only like 1 or 2 strokes to cue stick and then hits the cue ball. 1, 2, bang.
And it's in, and it's over. 3 straight now for Strickland. He has come from 5-3 down to lead 6-5. A race to 9, and Strickland needs 3 more.
He regains the lead. He's ahead 6 games to 5.
And our referee and tournament director, Scott Smith, sets up the rack number 12 in this semifinal. Strickland has battled back, as he did in winning the U.S. Open against Tony Ellin. He's battled back. He's going to stay on that side of the table for his break.
I don't blame him. He broke and ran out the last rack. He only used the cue ball and flying up in the air last time. I don't believe you'll see the cue ball do that again.
Well, it bounced. And it looks like everything's going to stay up, though. He really spread them out, but did not get anything to fall.
Wow. It's a great break, John. Even though he didn't make a ball, it's a great break.
And the bank shot. Almost got another kiss and got it in, but I think Tony's starting to press a little bit now.
Yes, I think he should have played a safety there instead of shooting the 1 ball. And Earl's got a little bit of a cut shot on the 1 ball, but I don't know how he's going to get on the 2 unless he goes down table or hits the 9 first. He did it rather easy.
And apparently he has room to make this cut, doesn't he?
Yes, and he'll bring the cue ball. He'll strike the 2 ball at an angle right in the corner here and bring the cue ball back down table to the 3 ball.
Right over the top of the 4 ball. He draws it out.
I didn't like his selection there because the 4 ball is on the same side of the table and he gave himself an angle to go back and forth.
Cuts that one. Frees the cue ball for the 4 ball.
He's awful confident right now.
The 5 is all the way down at the other end. In that right-hand corner pocket. He'll try to stay out far enough to give himself an angle on that.
Nice layout now. Just keep the cue ball in the middle of the table.
The 6, the 7, the 8, and the 9 for Strickland.
Watch out.
Earl broke on this rack, remember, didn't make any. Tony Ellin tried to bank and missed. And Earl Strickland hopped out of his chair.
Earl bring the cue ball 2 rails around the table. 1, 2, come on down. He doesn't want to be against the rail.
Just move off that rail just a little bit. This to go up by 2. Earl Strickland now is in control. Rack 13 is. We pick it up with game 13. Strickland leading 7-5. Now Tony Ellin.
We're going to play the 9 ball here.
He's looking at it. 2-time Akron Open champion. One of the up-and-coming players, and he will size up the angle on this 9-ball combination. Trying to pick up a quick game. Missed it. It was an excellent try.
I would have used the cue ball there instead of the 1 ball, I believe. It's a free shot if he hits the 1 ball thin. He just misses, just catches a little too much in a 9 ball.
That miss gave Earl Strickland the chance he'd been waiting for. He pocketed a ball, but then left himself a very tough shot.
He's got the 7 ball on the way here. He wanted to come out a little bit farther out here somewhere, the 5 ball, so he could have position for the 6 ball after he makes the 5. But now he's going to have to either play a jump shot or a masse shot.
Which would you prefer here?
Neither. I want to pass.
He can't do it. He's going to jump it, I
He's going
think.
to do a little masse shot, I believe.
Masse.
Yeah, masse. Thank you. Off the rail and in.
Great shot. That's a great shot.
Beautifully done by Earl Strickland. Now you know why he could be on his way to #1 in the world.
Curves it around, catches the 5 just at the angle, but the reason he made the 5 is because he hit it with the perfect speed. And roll the cue ball down for the 8 ball in the same pocket.
This to move within 1 of advancing to the final. Strickland will put away this 9 ball and take an 8-5 lead over Tony Ellin. Earl Strickland, the U.S. Open champion, is only 1 game away from advancing to the final of the Pro Tour Championship here in 1993.
Game 13.
Strickland would love to do something like, he lost the cue ball though, trying to slam the break. And that's going to let Tony Ellin back on the table with ball in hand.
Did you notice the last ball? Cue ball goes flying off the table. Doesn't even touch another ball.
It got airborne and out of sight. Ellin now.
It's not an easy run out, John. The balls are laying a little funny. He's got the 5 and along the rail. He's got the 5 along the rail over here, and the 6 ball, which doesn't go past the 9 ball. So to get position from the 5 to the 6 is going to be kind of tough. Let's see what he does. He may elect to play a kiss shot on the 9 ball, playing the 6 and carrying off the 6 and pocketing the 9 ball with the 8 ball is.
This is the 4. No problem there. Should have enough angle on the 5, shouldn't he?
He has an angle. He had no choice to get an angle, but
of course, this number 8th ranked player has had a couple of these that have not gone in this match. That one does.
he's going to play. I guess he can make the 6 ball. Looks like he can make the 6 ball.
Just keep it right along the rail. Now, what does he do with the 7? All the way down to the far corner?
John, he has a tough shot, especially scored early in the 1 game. This is a very tough shot. He's going to have to just roll it down the rail and hope the cue ball doesn't go too far.
He needs to make this. Yeah. He does.
Perfect.
A big shot for Tony Ellin. He makes that as the 8. We'll stay here for the 9. Well, Tony's not going to go down without a fight. Earl gave him a chance. And he takes advantage of it. Tony Ellin comes back, and this was one of the key shots for him to get out.
Hits that shot perfect, John. Perfect speed. The cue ball stays.
He trails the match 8 games to 6.
Welcome back to the Bicycle Club Casino. We get set for the 15th rack of this semifinal. Strickland leading.
But Tony's now thinking about the ball now going in the pocket. He's worried about the 2 and 3 right here. See the 2 and 3, and then he has the 5-9 over here. So he's got his work cut out. He's going to have to play the 1 ball and try to come up and break the 3 and 4. Excuse me, it was a 3 and 4 ball.
Right. The 2 ball is out toward the middle of the table.
He tried to
touched it, didn't he? It's a foul. That was a foul.
Playing foul on all balls. He moved the object for the 4 ball.
You may see Earl play the 9 ball here.
Right there. He bumps the 4 ball, and that is costly.
I believe Earl might come over here and play the 2 ball. Earl's thinking about what to play. Earl's going to play a combination. He's going to play the 2 into the rail and hit the 5, a 9, and he missed it.
Boy, the pressure is beginning to mount on both players.
That's a big break for Tony there. Earl decided to play the 9 ball. He had the 3-4. Looks like the 3 and 4 were okay in the corner pocket. 3 and 4 ball could go in this corner pocket, so Earl elected to play a combination instead of running out. I don't believe Tony has a shot. Tony's going to play a safety here, I believe, or try to bank the 2 ball.
He does bank the 2 ball.
Look out, look out. Oh.
But he's going to really snooker himself for the 3 here. Can he catch a piece of it?
He's going to play a safety. He's going to put the 3 ball by the 6 ball and bring the cue ball down behind the 8 ball.
Behind the 8 ball.
Perfect.
So Earl either has to come off the rail or jump it.
Earl will jump the ball.
Okay.
Earl started the jump shot, I think. Hits the 3 very thin. This is a very important speed shot. In other words, notice the 3 balls there. If the cue ball doesn't go behind the 8, he's left to Earl combination. Earl's going to play a jump shot, elevating his cue. He's going to grab it in the back, his cue tech cue, and jump over the 8 ball, play the 6 ball. Watch the 9. Missed it. Look out.
I think he can pick that off, can he?
Looks like he can make the 3 ball. If he can, this game's... Tony's got a chance to win this game. Yes. It's a great shot. He's got a nice layout.
That's the 4 right there.
On the cross table for the 5 ball.
We'll have to go back down and pick up the 6.
Use low right English here.
7 is off the table.
Pocketing the 5 ball with low right English here. Bring the cue ball back down table for the 6 ball.
And here's the long stretch. Don't touch that ball with your shirt, Tony.
I think he cinched that ball, John, to tell you the truth.
Tony Ellin needs to get out here to move to within 1. He trails 8-6, a race to 9.
Perfect.
Here's the 9 ball. That is his 7th win. Makes it 8-7. Earl Strickland turning the table back to Tony Ellin. He takes advantage and trails by 1. Oh, there we go. There is Tony Ellin with the break. In our 16th rack, it is 8-7. Just about as even as it could be. 2 balls. Watch out for the cue ball. But does he have a shot on the 1?
Good question, John. I can't tell from up here. It doesn't look like it. It looks like he's going to scratch cross side.
It almost looked like he was going to scratch from 2 different places. Just missed.
Catches a bad break here, John. If he can't make the 1 ball, he's behind the 3. He's got a really bad roll there, because if the table was open, if the 3 wasn't there, just say that the 3 was over here, he's got a nice run out. He's got a chance to tie it up at 8-8, but now he's forced to push out. He's going to elect probably to play a rail for a shot, but the problem with that is that the 2 ball is down here, and he can't get position on the 2 ball.
And the other thing that you know he knows, that 1 miss, 1 mistake in judgment here, and it's over.
Could be over. That's what makes the fun about 9 ball. You never know.
That's right. Tony will take his time, sizing it up.
Like Siegel always used to say, it's
Push
written in
out.
the stars.
Option Strickland.
Who's going to win? It doesn't matter what the rolls are. It's already written down. Well, Tony's made a smart push. Now he's pushed out to a ball that doesn't go anywhere. So Earl's going to play a safety. I believe Earl will put the 1 ball on the bottom rail and bring the cue ball down the other end of the table behind the 7 and 9. Got to be careful he doesn't scratch. Ooh, he caught the 7 ball. It's a break for Tony.
It was. If he'd have been able to get by the 7, he'd have been in good shape.
But you notice Earl got lucky because the 1 ball stayed along the rail. If he'd have brought the 1 ball up here, Tony would have had a shot at it. Now Tony doesn't have a shot. I believe he'll play a safety. Look out. If it gets behind the 3, he'll be okay. Yeah, I think he did.
Yes, he did.
Everybody's clapping. It looks like he got him. Well, if Earl can't hit the 1 ball, he's going to have to kick to the rail here, or down to this rail and back up. If he can't see the 1 directly, see what he elects to do. He could possibly make a ball. He can hit it thin.
Ever so thin.
He's going to bring the cue ball back. Oh, look out.
Scratched.
Oh, wow.
Ball in hand, Ellin.
I think he thought he could hit the rail and come back down table, to tell you the truth.
And he just did catch the one ball, but it went right in the pocket for the scratch, and that means ball in hand for Tony.
Earl wanted to hit the one. Maybe he was playing the one ball, but he wanted to catch the bottom rail. Looks like he was trying to make the one ball and come back down table for the two. Tony's got a real nice layout now.
Any problem with the 7 and 9 being tied up there?
No, it's perfect. As a matter of fact, he gets on the 7. He doesn't have to do much with the cue ball. Look out. Well, now
He made him a little closer.
I think he caused himself a problem. No, doesn't seem to bother him, but he's looking at the other end of the table. See, if the 9 ball is too close to the 7 ball, it's blocking the path to the corner.
He comes for the 5, and he'll have to go back and get the 6, and then he can worry about that 7, huh?
He's going to play this 2 rails around the table for the 6 ball.
Would he try to break it up over there?
No. No, he doesn't want to be on the rail here. Get off the rail. Okay, he's perfect. He'll play the 6 ball in the corner and bring the cue ball to the bottom rail back up here for the 7 ball.
And even though we can't quite tell at this angle, we're assuming that he can clear the 9. But these are the times you want to keep those hands dry and that cue stick working.
Tony's going to take his time.
Can't hurry now. It's 8-7. A race to 9.
Perfect. Perfect. Now, if the 7 is, if it can go, he'll be okay. Yeah,
goes.
Great shot.
Tony Ellin made it. And he has just this shot to even this match at 8-8. And Ellin will have won 3 in a row after Strickland won 5 in a row. Ellin will have the break as we go to the 19th and final rack.
It's a great shot. He just gets the 7 past the 9. He plays perfect position on the 9 ball.
Action!
The 17th and final rack of this semifinal match. It is all even. Earl Strickland and Tony Ellin. 8-8. Strickland had run off 5 in a row and built up an 8-5 lead. Ellin has come back to tie it at 8.
Watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball.
Ooh, just does stay up. He made the 1. But does he have a shot at the 2? It looks like it's behind the 3.
It's behind the 3, and he'll have to push out or play a safety. If he can hit the 2 ball, he may bank it cross corner and bring the cue ball back down table. Also, he's got the 6 and 4, which is tied up too, but he's going to try and play the 2 ball and bank it into this rail and over to that side and bring the cue ball down table. Ooh, just misses, but he might have made it. Oh!
Ellin got a break.
Well, you could say that maybe.
Well, he got a break as far as that particular ball was concerned.
Yes, John, he did as far as making the 2 ball, but look where the cue, he's not happy at all because the cue ball is way down table. Earl's smiling. He knows he's going to get to the table again.
And that's all he really needs. This is the deciding game. It's 8-8. It comes down to one final game.
He'll roll this ball very, very slow.
Overcut it.
Look out. Oh.
Now Strickland. This is not an easy shot that he's looking at on the 3.
No, it isn't. But Earl will come down. I believe Earl will play. I believe Earl will play the 3 ball in the corner here and come off the rail and back down. Try to get in between the 4 and 6. Unless he can make, I don't believe he can make the 4 or the 5. The 5 ball is blocking the pocket. You see the 5 ball down here is blocking the pocket. So Earl will play this with the center ball, bring the cue ball and try to come down and hit the 6 ball or the 4.
Yes.
Look out. Oh, looky here. He got lucky that he can even hit the 4 ball.
Yeah, of course, he wanted to stay on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, but he's got a nice shot here. Earl's got a nice shot. A nice safety. Earl's going to hit the 4 ball thin, put it behind the 6 ball, and bring the cue ball over here. He's going to hit the 4, bring the cue ball down here behind the 9, and leave the 4 ball by the 6. Oh, he played the 5
Tried a
ball.
little combination, yes.
Oh, he played the 5 ball. I didn't know he could play this, hit that much of the 4 ball.
So a 3 ball combination, and it goes. So Strickland stays on the table in the 17th and deciding game of this semifinal match. We couldn't ask for much more, could we?
He's going to watch this corner pocket. This corner pocket is very tough.
Hold it down.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That's a great shot there he just made, especially in that pocket.
Now I got a tougher one than that.
Quick check of their faces tells the whole story.
Requires a little time. I don't blame him.
No mistakes now. Puts it in the side, looking for the 7.
Perfect. Perfect. He's got an angle on the 7. He'll bring the cue ball. I think he'll bring it 2 rails and back up here for the 8. Perfect. Perfect.
The 8 and the 9 of Strickland will be headed to the championship, into the final, to take on Francisco Bustamante, and this is all that remains. That's it. Earl Strickland battles back and wins it. 9-8, a dramatic finish, and Earl Strickland going to the final.
Earl played the 5 ball in this shot, gave himself a nice chance to get out, and he just makes the 5 ball and sets up the run out.
On to number 1.
Played a great shot on the 6 ball, pocketing the 6 ball on the side, coming down 2 rails with inside English, right-hand English, killing the cue ball and getting position on the 7 ball to set up the run out.
Strickland to the final. Welcome back once again to the Bicycle Club Casino, and the final is Earl Strickland 9, Tony Ellin 8 in the semifinal of the Pro Tour Championship, and we are with both players right now. We'll start with Tony Ellin. You battled last night to get into this position to take on the guy that was your foe in the U.S. Open. You played so well. You had some chances. What are your thoughts now that it's over?
Well, he played, he's been playing great, and he puts a lot of stuff in your mind, and I missed a few balls early, and that was the difference of the match. I believe if I took advantage of my opportunities, I would have had him.
In that last game, the deciding game, when you sat down, did the thoughts start to go through your head, hey, I may not get back here again?
Well, I knew he had a good shot on the 3. He had to take kind of a chance to go into the 4, and he didn't get exactly perfect, but he made a great shot to get out of the situation he was in.
Well, one more quick thing. I know you tried to say hi to some people, but you'd like to be a little more specific about the folks who are watching.
Yeah, I'd like to say Happy New Year to all the people in Charleston, all my friends, and my girlfriend Shelby, who supports me, and Mom and Dad love you. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Thanks, Tony, very much. Good luck to you. Now to Earl Strickland, who squeezed out a victory. Earl, as you said after it was over, you tried to give it away. You gave Tony some chances, and it really got tight at the end. After you'd won 5, it looked like you were in control. It about got away.
Yeah, I don't usually give matches away, but I tried to give that one away. But Tony's right. He made a couple of early mistakes that he might have put me away again, just like the U.S. Open. It's kind of a repeat. We played a little bit. I don't think we played as well as we did in the U.S. Open. But there's a lot of pressure here. We don't get to play on TV much, and that probably is the difference sometimes.
Well, let's go back and take a look at some of those key shots. We get a chance to see what happened in that decisive game when you had the combination shot. First of all, let's talk about this one.
Well, this was the 4-5 carom. I wanted to play a little spin shot and over and play the 5 ball, let the 4 hit the 6 and stay there for position for the 4. But if you notice, the 5 barely fell in, and I was very fortunate there.
And here, of course, to get in position on the 7.
The 6 ball was very difficult. I couldn't follow up to shoot it in the right corner, so I had to spin down and play very tight position, and that was a very delicate shot there also.
And, of course, that put you in good shape to get out, and here it is. This is the one you've been waiting for, huh?
Well, you always wait for the last ball, and it's a lot of fun to win. But I give a lot of credit to Tony. Tony's been playing very well, and I look forward to playing in many more matches.
Well, congratulations to you once again. We look forward to seeing you in the final.
I'd like to say hello to everybody in Roseboro, North Carolina. I'd like to say Happy New Year to my mother, my father, and my friends there, and everybody in Greensboro. I'll be home soon.
He'll be home soon, but he's got more work to do here in Bell Gardens because he'll be in the final of the Pro Tour Championship for 1993, thanks to a very exciting 9-8 victory over Tony Ellin of North Carolina and Francisco Bustamante from the Philippines. Welcome to Southern California. I'm John Sanders, along with Alan Hopkins. What a great final this should be. Two outstanding players, and both at the peak of their games right now.
John, you couldn't ask for a better matchup. You've got two explosive players here. Bustamante and Earl both break the ball super hard, and there's no telling who's going to run 4 or 5 racks. And if they don't, you know for sure there's going to be a lot of good shot making. But there's one difference, though, John. Earl has won a lot of tournaments, and Bustamante is still fighting to win his first Pro Tour event.
Well, keep in mind, Bustamante plays mostly in Europe and is really just beginning to play a lot now on the Pro Billiards Tour.
Good for that, huh?
Good for you. Good for him. We'll find out how good he really is. Of course, we know how good Earl Strickland is because this could be the capper to an outstanding year for him.
Definitely. He's won the U.S. Open 3 times. He won it this year, and he's on a roll. And I think he's going to be very tough to beat.
One of them will be the Pro Tour champion as we wind it up here in Southern California. The championship match is coming up. It's Earl Strickland and Francisco Bustamante for the opening lag in a minute. Getting set for the final match here at the Bicycle Club Casino in Bell Gardens, California. The championship of the Pro Tour event here. And reaching the final round, Bustamante, a 9-2 winner over his fellow Filipino Efren Reyes, and then a 9-8 thriller for Earl Strickland over Tony Ellin. They went right down to the final game, and we are set for the championship match. It will be a race to 9. The balls, of course, shot in numerical order. The winner of each game gets the break on the following game, and of course 9-ball on the break wins the game. Scratch or a foul is cue ball in hand for your opponent. There's Earl Strickland, and if he wins this one, the young man from North Carolina, age 32, could lock up the #1 ranking on the Pro Billiards Tour. And then Francisco Bustamante, at age 30, from the Philippines, will have the lag now for the opening break. This match is about to begin. You see our referee, and also the tournament director, Scott Smith from Colorado Springs. He'll be in charge of the match, calling all the fouls. And here is the lag for the opening break. And Earl Strickland, with ease, wins the lag, and he will have the opening break. How important is that to get the opening break in a race to 9?
In a lot of matches, it determines the match sometimes. The winner of the break comes out, open up sometimes with 3 or 4 racks, starts the match, then breaks, doesn't make a ball, and his opponent doesn't have a shot. Now he gets to the table and runs another 2, 3 racks. It happens.
So it's very important. That's what you're saying, right?
For sure, John.
Okay. Bustamante will wait now. The opening break goes to Earl Strickland, currently ranked #2 coming in, but he could walk out of here. If he walks away with the title, he'll be ranked #1. He leaves 1 spinning. The 5 is spinning, but he does not pocket a ball on his first break.
He was a little disappointed there. He hit the balls rather hard. Kept the cue ball in control by the side pocket. Bustamante has a nice layout. He'll be coming the middle of the table for the 2-ball. Should be coming back out in the middle of the table right around here. It's easy to do after he hits it, isn't it? No, should 2-ball with low left-hand English, bringing the cue ball back by his hand.
Looking for the 3, the red ball, in the right corner pocket. Bustamante. Lost to Earl Strickland 13-4 earlier in the week, but bounced back from that tough loss to defeat C.J. Wiley and then moved past Efren Reyes in the semifinals.
He's got a nice layout here. He's concerned now he's got to play position for the 5-ball over here. He's got to bring the cue ball over there. So he's got to play the 4-ball on the side and then bring the cue ball way over on the right-hand side of the table for the 5-ball. Oh, he's playing. Come on up. Perfect.
Might have taken a little different route, but he got there just the same.
You know, I was going to draw the ball, and he fouled it. He'll draw the ball back for the 6-ball now. Draw English is applied by hitting the cue ball low. He'll need draw English on this shot also to play the 6-ball in the corner and bring the cue ball back up here for the 7-ball.
And Bustamante has really been playing very, very well since the loss to Earl Strickland. He won only 4 games, and Earl won 13. It was no match at all. This is a different day and a different match. This is a race to 9. The 8 off the rail for the 9. He's so smooth when he gets his rhythm.
He's playing great.
That'll do it. Game 1 to Francisco Bustamante. First game goes to Bustamante, and if he would win this championship, you certainly could say he's earned it, because he had to defeat Buddy Hall. He played Jim Rempe, Mike Siegel. This is his second match with Earl Strickland, C.J. Wiley, and Efren Reyes. So he's played about all the top players in the world to get to this final. Oh, a powerful break.
Sounded like an explosion, didn't it, John?
It really did. He boomed him off the table.
But no reward.
No, because he cannot get to the 2.
Great follow through. How long, far back he brings it and follows through. Wow.
He made 2 balls, but he does not have a shot at the 2.
No, he snookered behind the 9 ball. I believe he's going to push out. Probably play a push out somewhere over here. Or down table here. I don't believe he'll bring the cue ball back there. I believe he'll leave it on the side so he can play a safety next.
And we need to point out that you can only use that, the push, after the break, and then your opponent can either play or turn it right back to you.
He also could push out on the bottom rail. I think he's looking at that now. He's going to kick at the ball. He's not going to push. I didn't like his choice there. I know he didn't want to leave a shot for Earl like the 2 ball. So now Earl has a shot on 2, but even though he has a shot on 2, the 3 ball is over here on the rail. He doesn't have a pocket. The 6 is blocking it, and the 7 is blocking the other corner. Be interested to see what Earl does.
No problem for the 2, and let's see what he can do now as he works his way back towards that 3 ball. Does he go to a combination here?
He either can play the 3 ball into the 6 and pocket the 6, or he can bank the 3 cross corner.
Elects to go for the combination and misses.
It was a tough shot, John. Combination drifted perfect, especially if the ball was along the rail. If it's any side of the 6 ball, bounces right off the rail and misses like it did. Now, here's a tough, difficult shot. Notice how far he's stretching. He has to be very careful not to touch the 8 ball.
Touches the 8 ball. It's ball in hand for Strickland. He did not touch the 8. Made the 3.
Left himself a long, tough, straight-in shot.
Bustamante used either a 9-ball combination or a 9-ball carom to win 4 of those 9 games, including the clincher. Beautiful shot there.
It's a great shot. Fires the 5 ball with low English, bringing the cue ball around 3 rails for the 7 ball.
Again, another long reach. He handles it. But you've got that nice pro billiards to a bridge that you can use in those situations. He chose not to.
Some players don't like to use a bridge. They like to stretch and shoot this ball. Going to have to bring the cue ball back down table for the 8 in the side pocket. Drawing the cue ball low left English. And he's okay. He's going to go. He's forced to come down table. Probably going 3 rails around for the 9 ball.
The 8 in the side. And there's the 3rd rail.
It's a nice shot.
Gives him an excellent angle on the 9, and Bustamante about to go up 2-0 in this race to 9. It is Francisco Bustamante, the 30-year-old from the Philippines, now makes his home in Germany, out to the early lead. It is 2-0. Bustamante leads Strickland, and a lot of the players and their families are still here at the Bicycle Club Casino.
Yes. There's Nick Varner and Tony Varner. Just married, newlyweds.
Congratulations to them. Always nice to see him here.
We're going to see our first jump shot now, John.
A couple of near misses for both Strickland and Bustamante, and Earl just kind of sags a bit because he's not sure what he wants to do with this.
The only thing Earl can do is to jump over the 4-ball and play the 1 in the corner pocket. And draw the cue ball back out here for the 2-ball. Tough shot.
And again, he rattled the corner and it wouldn't go. He can't believe it.
Well, he had to hit the shot very hard. He jumps over the 4-ball, but he puts extreme drawingness on the cue ball by doing so. The 1 ball catches the rail, bobbles back out, and the cue ball comes all the way back down table and leaves a long, tough shot for Bustamante.
So far in this 3rd rack, neither player has been able to really take control. Bustamante with a miss.
Or a safety.
That's true. You're right.
Looks like another jump shot for Earl.
Earl Strickland had to go down to the very last game with Tony Ellin, even though he did have an 8-5 lead, but it wound up 8-8.
Safety. Earl's going to play safety, hitting the 1 ball very easy. And
We
he
missed
just
it.
misses it.
Bustamante has
Ball in hand. So a series of, if you would, in basketball terms, call them turnovers here by these 2 players, but this one might be more costly for Earl Strickland.
They missed a couple tough shots, John. All them shots they missed were very difficult.
And finally, the pesky 1 ball is off the table. So it goes like that sometimes. Seems like nobody's going to make a ball for a while.
Sometimes the layout is so tough that even if you do make the ball, you don't get any kind of reward because the table is laying so tough. He has a nice layout here, though. Balls are wide open, 3 and 4 together. Bring the cue ball up table for the 4 in the same pocket.
And the 5 is right there.
Yes, and he'll stop the cue ball right there where the 4 is and then play the 5 in here next.
And we'll have to go back down the table a bit to get to the 6. It's the green ball.
Yes, I believe he'll bring the cue ball to the rail and back over here for the 6 ball. Oh, he decided to stay right by the side rail. Okay.
And he's got the 7 right in the middle of the table. The 8 is down hanging around the corner pocket. So finally the table opens up for Bustamante.
He's going to put it away, too. You won't see many of the players miss with a wide open table. He'll bring the cue ball 1 rail up table. Perfect. Oh.
He made it a little tougher on himself, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Just a little too far.
I believe he'll elevate his cue and spin the 9 ball with some right-hand English. Oh, great shot.
Good shot. Bustamante had a tester for the 9, but he gets it and takes a 3-game lead. The first 3 racks have been won by Bustamante.
Notice he hits it with low right-hand English, striking the 9 ball perfectly. Watch the cue ball. It changes its direction because he's drawing the cue ball a little bit and bringing it in the center of the table. Great shot.
And with that shot, Bustamante on top 3-0 in the championship match. And Earl Strickland can only wait because the winner keeps the break. It is 3-0. Bustamante with the break. And this break has been one of his most powerful allies during this tournament.
All week long he's been breaking, making 2 and 3 balls on the break.
Jim Rempe, for example, 13-1.
Comes up short here, though, John. Failed to pocket a ball. How far back he pulls his cue stick, and the cue just comes popping out. Bends the cue and then brings it up in the air.
Now a chance for Strickland now. Earl, who lives in Greensboro, North Carolina now. 3-time U.S. Open champion, including 1993.
He's been playing well all week, too, John.
You could even expand that. Say he's been playing well all year. Trying to add a second major championship to his list this year. And the victory here in this championship match would lock up for him the #1 spot on the Pro Billiards Tour, even though there is still one more event officially to go to wrap up the season.
I think Earl is complaining a little bit. I don't know if he can make the 4. I think he can make it, yeah. This will be low. Watch the cue ball here. Oh, hit the 6 ball. Now he's left himself a kick shot at the 5. He'll come to the side rail here and come over here and try to make the 5 ball. He hits it. Hits it, but he doesn't make it. Well, it's a type of shot that you don't really have to aim too much at. You just know you have to hit the side rail somewhere around here. So Earl just got down and one-stroked it.
And he missed it, and Bustamante didn't leave Bustamante much to work with.
Well, the important thing, John, is that he hit the ball, even though he missed the shot making the ball. But see where he's left the shot now? There's no shot for Bustamante except a bank. So he's going to bank the ball, bank the 5 ball.
Bustamante has long been one of the finest players in Europe. As a matter of fact, lives in Germany. That one will not make it, and it's going to stay right there for Earl.
Even though he missed the 5 ball, the 6 ball is laying in such a spot, it's going to be tough to get out from here. Earl's going to have to play a very tight position on the 6 ball.
And the 6 ball is going to be the key. He's got to figure out a way to get that in. The others are not the big problem.
He's elected to play the 6 all the way down the rail in the corner pocket. Let's see if he makes it. Great shot.
Great shot. And he stayed away from the 8 to have a shot at the 7.
Oh, he's okay because the 7 ball is right near the side pocket.
Earl Strickland could be lining up the 8 and the 9 for his first game. It's a race to 9 for the Pro Tour Championship. And here is the 9 ball. Earl Strickland is on the board. After Bustamante took the first 3, Strickland comes back to win the 4th rack, and this was the key shot.
This is a great shot. He slow rolls the 6 ball perfectly down the rail, and the cue ball comes back over and back out for the 7 ball on the side.
Bustamante leading 3-1. Strickland has just won the 4th rack, so he will break the 5th rack once it is set by Scott Smith, our referee. What a great crowd we've had. The turnout has been terrific all week.
Notice, John, that Earl has switched sides.
Yes, he did. And he made one. The 1 ball went, and also, thank you very much, the 6 ball.
But notice where the cue ball is.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
He had a lot of elevation, didn't he, on that?
Yes, he
break?
gets his power from it. And most of the players will come up after they break the balls.
A long way to go now.
That's a great shot. Watch out for the side pocket.
Hold up, hold up.
Oh.
Tough break.
It was a great shot. He went around 4 rails, 3 rails into the side pocket. Tough break for Earl.
Ball in hand now for Bustamante. Here it is again.
It's a great shot. Look how long this shot goes. First he shoots the cue ball about 9 feet. Then the cue ball travels about another 10, 12 feet and goes in the side pocket. That's a tough break for Earl Strickland.
Bustamante pockets the 3.
A nice layout. Getting on the 5 ball is going to be a little tricky. Bring the cue ball around, I believe, 2 rails. Back out in the middle of the table for the 5 ball in the left-hand corner pocket. And I'll make a prediction, John, and go out on the limb a little bit here and say that he gets out this rack.
The 6 ball was pocketed off the break. So you'll have the 7, the 8, and the 9. Careful not to touch the 9. Just backed it up slightly.
Yep. Low left-hand English. Now we'll bring the cue ball back up for the 9 ball. I believe he's just going to use center ball here. Come off the rail and back up middle of the table for the 9 ball in the same pocket.
Give himself a little angle and put away the 9 and the 5th game. Bustamante takes game 5, and 4-1. Bustamante has the lead, and he has the break as well. There is the two-time defending world champion, Johnny Archer, along with his new bride, Shannon. Johnny Archer was defeated by C.J. Wiley in this tournament.
It was a good break. He got a tough break after the break. He stopped the cue ball in the middle table. He got kicked down table by another ball. And he can hit the one ball, but I don't know if he can make the one ball in the left-hand corner. Probably be playing the one ball there or playing a safety. If he can hit enough of the one ball. Looks like he can. Also got to watch with the cue ball. The cue ball's going to be traveling over here toward the 9 and 8. And he missed it.
He missed it by quite a bit. It was not close.
Earl's come to the table now with tough shots. Every time he gets to the table, he's got a tough layout. He's got the one ball very close to 5.
You see the winnings by Earl Strickland this year, and he will have some more when this tournament is over, regardless of whether he finishes first or second. All nicely done.
It's a
get
great
down here
shot.
for the 2. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great shot. Fantastic. Plays a bank shot so he doesn't touch the 5 ball with the cue ball. And then he puts low left English on the cue ball, where the cue ball comes back over and down table for the 2 ball. And he's concerned about hitting the 9 ball here. Knocked the 8 ball in. Cleared the pocket for the 6.
Left the 9 ball down there by the pocket.
Notice that was a great shot he made there. And now he's going to play the 5 ball and draw the cue ball down table for the 6 ball. Bring it over on the right-hand side.
He's still not totally happy with the way things have worked out.
Well, the cue ball is against the rail. You didn't want to be that close to the rail. Hit it easy. Oh, he went up and down the table. Okay. He likes to hit balls with authority, I'll tell you that. Shoots a lot of shots harder than he has to.
And now the 9. This is the 6th rack of this race to 9. And Strickland has his 2nd game. Bustamante still leads 4-2 here at the Bicycle Club Casino in Bell Gardens.
Here he makes the 2 ball and he knocks the 9 into the 8 ball and makes the 8 also to clear the pocket so he can make the 6.
4-2, Bustamante leading Strickland. Earl breaking for the 3rd time, and this is the 7th rack of this championship match. He went back to the other side. He made one. He made the 1 ball.
It's a nice break. He's drawing the cue ball back to the bottom rail. You notice how the cue ball comes back to the bottom rail, makes the 1 ball in the side pocket, and the 2 ball comes down table so he has a shot. Great shot. That was a great shot right there, Johnny. That was extreme left English on the cue ball.
To come all the way down to this end and get in position for the 3.
He's dangerous. He's liable to explode and start running a couple racks, 3, 4 racks at any time. You have 2 very explosive players here. Playing the 5 ball in the side pocket, and he'll be bringing the cue ball down table for the 6 ball. Playing it in the corner. He's left himself an angle on his 6, so bring the cue ball back up in this area. Spin it out. Come on out. Okay. Watch out for the 9. It's okay.
Keep in mind, Earl Strickland has not lost a match this week. It is a double elimination event. Bustamante came through on the loser's bracket side, but once you reach the semifinal, then all bets are off and it's single elimination. 2 games in a row for Strickland. The break and run in the 7th rack, and it's 4-3. Bustamante has the lead in the final match, and off the table it goes. Earl Strickland, the cue ball off the table on the break. In this, the 8th rack of this match. So it'll be ball in hand now for Francisco Bustamante, and it could be a big break for Bustamante.
Yeah, if you notice the 4-9, he hits these balls very hard. The ball just goes flying up in the air and off the table. Extremely hard he hits the rack. And he's set up. He's talking to Jimmy Reed right now. You notice, John, he's got a 4-9 combination, which he's going to be playing for position after he pockets the 3 ball.
And he can get the 3 past the 9 and the 4?
Yes, this is how Bustamante was defeated Ephraim Reyes with 4
combinations. That is exactly right. He had 4 combinations to get the 9. And if he can get it off the rail and not snooker himself, he'll have one here.
He was a little fortunate there.
Yes, he was, and he knows it. There's the combination. 5-3 Bustamante as he completes his first combination of this match.
Nice easy combination. It's the kind you like to have for the game.
Bustamante wins game 8. He leads 5 games to 3.
Nothing to it, but he got dangerously close to the 8 and the 6 that were locked up together.
He was fortunate. If he'd hit the 6 ball, he wouldn't have had a shot. The 8 ball would have been in the way.
Bustamante leading 5-3.
This match is very close.
The break belongs to Bustamante, our 9th rack of this championship match. Bustamante, I mentioned the fact that he plays a lot in Europe. He has not played as much here. He's not a ranked player on the Pro Billiards Tour, and this is the first time he's ever gotten this far to the final.
Yes. He's played a couple Pro Tour events, but this is the best he's ever done.
Of course, he did very well along with Ephraim Reyes and the rest of the crew for Team Philippines because they won the World Team Championships. They qualified right here at the Bicycle Club Casino, winning the Asian Conference and in Las Vegas, winning the world title. This is individual competition, which is a different animal altogether.
A lot different. And Earl right now is on his way.
Of course, Strickland, part of the Team America, as you were, and
I am. I'm the captain.
There were a lot of players. Johnny Archer was on that team. Mike Varner. I think Mike LeBron has been around here, and he was the captain and the coach of the
Team Puerto Rico.
Team Puerto Rico that defeated Team USA, unfortunately, in the North American Conference Championship in Baltimore.
A nice layout here. The only problem he could have from the 7 ball to the 8 ball, he's going to have to bring the cue ball around for the 8 ball in the corner. He's going to play the cue ball here and bring the cue ball back out in the middle of the table somewhere so he has a shot at the 8 ball.
Strickland will just stop it by the rail, and he'll be in great position to pocket the 9 ball in that corner pocket. 5-4. Strickland hanging in there against Bustamante. This is a very close championship match. No one is really... 5-4 Bustamante. We're at the Bicycle Club Casino in Bell Gardens, California, a suburb of Los Angeles. This is the championship match of the Pro Tour Championships. And Earl has not been too happy, or pleased, I should say, with his break.
3 balls in the way. It looks like Bustamante cannot hit the 1. But he's looking at it right now to see if he can. If he can, he'll play his safety, I believe. Nope, I don't believe he can make the 1. Although maybe he can. No, he's playing his safety, going down table, leaving the 1 ball behind the 6 ball and putting the cue ball. Very nicely executed.
And that is very messy for Earl Strickland.
That sets up a kick shot. Earl's going to be forced to come to the side rail and down here and try to hit the one in the second rail, or try to hit it one rail going into it directly as so.
This guy's sick.
It's a good hit, but he left him a nice shot. Nothing you could do about that.
He made contact, which he had to do, or it would have been ball in hand, but he did leave it open a bit for Bustamante.
Bustamante's going to play the one on the side, but he's got to worry about the 3-ball for the 2-ball. So he's going to have to bring the cue ball over in here somewhere for the 2-ball. Watch out. Oh, he got a nice kiss from the 9-ball.
Yes, he did, and he's all right. He's in good shape. Just squeezing alongside the 5.
Notice how close the cue ball is to the 5-ball. He was very fortunate because that cue ball didn't rest against the 5-ball. He wouldn't have had a shot.
But he did have a shot.
Yeah. And he's got a nice layout. Play the 3-ball in the side pocket and come out for the 4-ball somewhere around there. If he can get enough English on the cue ball. Oh, he didn't have the right angle to come out in the middle table. An excellent shot maker.
That's the 4. The 5 is right there in the side. You can go work on the 6 and 7. Sets the table up so beautifully.
He's got a very long stroke. He's going to play the 6-ball in the corner. Right now he's thinking about the angle he wants on the 7-ball to play position on for the 8-ball. I believe that he'll bring the cue ball around and back out in the middle of the table. Oh, he decided to play it for the side pocket.
Now, what about that 8-ball that's down there against the rail at the far end?
Well, he'll bring the cue ball down table either this side, he'll either come down this side or up here for the 8-ball. Okay, he came on this side. He has a choice there. It's hard to show what he's going to do if he has a choice, because you're going to guess him.
There's the 8, and stays right there for the 9. Bustamante wins it. Increases his lead to 2 again. It's now 6-4 as Bustamante is able to get out. I'm John Sanders, along with Alan Hopkins. You're watching the Pro Tour Championship, the final match.
Notice he changed his break. He's using his hand on the table now.
2. Ooh. Almost the 9-ball. You see it down in that left-hand corner.
What a great break. And notice the power he's getting through his hand. He comes back right out of his hand and comes through. Almost like he could hit his fingers going through.
That's right. Well, I'm surprised he doesn't break his little finger. Bustamante's money earnings are low because he doesn't play that much, or hasn't played that much. Indications are we'll be seeing more of him.
I believe so. Got a nice combination here.
There it is. Well done by Bustamante. He has used that combination so very effectively to help him win 4 games in the semifinal match against Reyes, and he has done it for the 2nd time in this match.
Nice long combination where the 9-ball's right near the pocket and hits it perfect.
11.
Notice he protects the cue ball.
The score is Bustamante 7, Strickland 4.
Great shot.
And with that, the lead is back to 3. Bustamante out in front 7-4 in the final of the Pro Tour Championship. The break to Bustamante, 1, 2.
Wow.
And if he gets hot on his break, look out.
Hey, his break is something else. It's tough to overcome that, John, if you're playing winner breaks. I mean,
Well, especially when he goes back and changes cues, there's only 6 or 7 balls left on the table.
He's actually playing 6-ball. And Earl knows that. He's a little concerned about it. He's got a nice layout. 4-ball, playing the cue ball. He'll strike the 4-ball in the corner pocket and come down table for the 5-ball. He'll want an angle on the 5-ball so he can come back down table for the 6. He'll want to be on the bottom rail. Stop, slow up. Okay, now he played it to the bottom rail so he has an angle to bring the cue ball off the rail, back down table for the 6-ball. You want to be somewhere in this area here.
I think it sometimes amazes me Alan, is that they move the ball to the exact spot they want with such ease. It looks so simple. It takes hours and hours of practice, I know. And all Earl can do is watch.
You know, John, once we start playing on the table, we play 1 or 2 racks, and we've got the speed of the table down already.
Of course, both players did play their semifinal matches on this same table.
Notice the angle on the 8-ball. He has an angle on the 8-ball, so he can bring the cue ball out in the middle of the table for the 9-ball in the same pocket that he makes the 8.
And Bustamante marching on, looking more and more like he could be the Pro Tour champion. Bustamante, 8-4, following the break and run. It is 8-4, Bustamante over Earl Strickland. Earl, the U.S. Open champion, in trouble here in this match. Bustamante has been, it is a race to 9, so remember, just one more win for Bustamante, and who knows if Earl's going to get back up again.
There's no telling, John. Earl's thinking right now, I just hope I get to the table again.
Again, Bustamante using some body English and the power of his break.
He hasn't made a ball yet. He's looking.
He had to wait a while on that one.
Yep.
They didn't jump in the pocket as they did on some of the other breaks. Let's see what his problems are. He's got the 1. He's looking at it.
He's got some problems. Bustamante is going to play this shot with low right English on the cue ball, bringing it back out in the middle of the table. Somehow he's got to get the cue ball into the middle of the table. And he's going to draw it back, I believe, back out here, and so with the cue ball. Oh, he fouled the ball.
Well, it turned out all right. He just took a little different direction than what you expected.
It's hard to figure out which way he's going. This shot, he's going to bring the cue ball over to the side rail for the 3-ball. Perfect.
And he'll have that long, gentle roll down to the far corner pocket.
I don't think Earl's going to get another shot. I think Earl knows that, too.
Bustamante, after losing 13-4 to Earl yesterday, has just been outstanding. Came back to beat C.J. Wiley, and then in the semifinal, disposed of his fellow countryman, Reyes. Just that long roll. Well, the pocket's just eating him up now.
He decided to stop the cue ball and play the 4-ball on the side. The reason he stopped the cue ball there for the 4-ball on the side, it gives him an angle at which to come down table for the 5-ball. He wants to bring the cue ball right down in this area for the 5-ball.
It was a little tight, but he made it and left the cue ball in excellent position.
Been playing great. Now, his concern here is he's going to bring the cue ball so he has a nice straight-in shot on the 8-ball. I believe he's going to bring the cue ball in this area somewhere for the 8-ball. And he's come up a little short, but he'll be okay. I think he wants to wipe his hands and...
Well, do you blame him?
No.
There are 2 balls standing between him and the Pro Tour championship, and there's nothing at all that Earl Strickland, who's had such a tremendous season, there's nothing he can do about it. Just watch.
Slow torture.
And all that remains is the 9-ball.
The 9-ball in the side pocket.
There it is. There's the reaction. Bustamante is the Pro Tour champion for '93.
Here's the key shot right here. The 4-ball in the side pocket, bringing the cue ball down to the bottom rail. Just hits the point, and the cue ball lands perfect for the 5-ball.
And with that accomplished, he got through the rest of the table and left only the 9 in the side pocket before he jump-started his celebration. Congratulations to Francisco Bustamante, a winner over Earl Strickland for the Pro Tour Championship, 9-4. By a score of 9-4 here at the Bicycle Club Casino, Francisco Bustamante, with a win over Earl Strickland, is the Pro Tour champion for 1993. Our congratulations to all the players who took part in our excellent Final Four, but Bustamante has won his first Pro Billiards Tour event. And we want to congratulate the winners and the losers, and we have some presentations to make as well. Robert Turner is here, first of all, with something for Earl Strickland.
On behalf of the Bicycle Club, I'd like to present second place trophy to Earl Strickland. Thank you, Earl.
Thank you very much, Robert. This was a great event, and I really appreciate it, and I look forward to coming back next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, just hang in there for a minute, and we'll swing it back the other way, because George Hardy is here, and he's got the #1 trophy. Mr. Hardy?
Well, Francisco, you were awesome today, and you well deserved it, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir.
A hand for the winners, and we'll take a quick moment to chat with both of our players. Starting first of all with Earl Strickland, who came in here. Earl, you had not lost a match, but it was one of those situations which happens in 9-ball. You didn't get a lot of rolls to go your way, did you?
Well, you have to get good breaks playing pool, and I didn't break the balls very well. I jumped the table once. I came up dry once. I didn't make anything on the break. But Bustamante played very well. It's his first time beating me, and he's going to beat me a lot more, I think. He's playing well, and he breaks the balls exceptionally well. You know, we both break the balls well. And you have to get good rolls and good breaks in the match, and I didn't, unfortunately. But he played well very much.
Earl Strickland, who finished second here, and Francisco Bustamante, congratulations. How does it feel to win your first tournament on the Pro Billiards Tour here in the United States?
Well, it's hard to win in Pro Tour because I play about 4 times in tournament against Earl Strickland. I never beat him, just only this time.
Well, of course, you had the rough outing with him earlier in the week here when he beat you 13-4, but you finally got your revenge. And again, one of the keys for you, those combination shots on the 9-ball, you had them in the semifinal, and you had some more of them here in the final.
Yeah, before I play with Efren, and then I beat him, and then I'm thinking about why I beat him, the best player in the world for me.
That's right.
Like that, why Strickland I cannot beat. Like that, I got a fighting spirit before we play.
Well, you beat him today, and congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Francisco Bustamante is the Pro Tour champion for 1993. He wins it here at the Bicycle Club Casino in Bell Gardens, California, and it's been my pleasure, of course, to work with Alan Hopkins.